Hi, Mark.
Hey, Susie. Welcome around the Workstand. What's happening this week?
Man, we got lots. We're rolling into
What is
Thanksgiving.
it? Holidays?
Holidays. I didn't know what to start with. I was like, we got Thanksgiving in 2 days. Can you believe it?
No.
And then we got Black Friday, Cyber
Yeah.
Monday,
Yeah.
Small Business Saturday.
Yeah.
I got out of order. I was doing good, and then I got mixed up.
Well, you got them. That's the important
I
stuff.
did. I checked all those boxes.
And then we have the other December holidays coming, all focused around gift buying and gift giving. Mm-hmm. We want everybody to be ready for that.
We do. So I guess more specifically, what are we talking about today?
Well, I think we want to build on last week. We were very specific about making sure the website's in order, but we weren't specific as in do these things.
Yeah.
That are more, ground level actions. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about some of those.
Yeah. So everything can be generalized. You can just kind of like insert whatever season, upcoming promotion
Good point.
is relevant, but we're gonna specifically, kind of target those holidays.
Yep, because that's what season we're in.
Yes, it is. I have done no holiday shopping, but just want to throw that out there in case anybody else is in the same boat. No shame. So, yes, last week we talked about kind of the fundamentals. Let's kind of talk about some actionable things that I would say they're kind of must-dos.
I would agree.
Yeah, cool. I want to talk about kind of just to help nail down or just kind of emphasize the importance of our suggestions here. Let's talk about some holiday shopping stats.
Let's do.
We've got some impressive ones, I think.
Worth listening to.
Worth listening to. So this is across our whole platform. So this is like it's kind of very generalized. We have lots of different types of retailers. So keep that in mind. But typically Black Friday weekend, so looking at that Friday through kind of the Cyber Monday promotional period, that weekend is 30% higher than a typical weekend in July.
Is that in terms of traffic and sales and conversion or everything?
Sales volume.
Sales volume.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah. That's
big opportunity.
Big opportunity. I mean, you think of July, that is like prime riding time.
Yeah.
Ooh, didn't even mean to rhyme. Whoa. Okay, I'll stop.
Keep going.
That's all I got.
Are you sure? You don't think you meant to do it before. Maybe it'll just keep happening.
My brain stopped working now.
Okay.
Okay. Also, Black Friday weekend is 4 times higher than a typical weekend in November.
Wow.
So really a great time to kind of close your year out strong, get some cash in the bank before rolling into winter for most of our retailers who do experience a little bit of a slowdown in January, February.
Yep.
So that's all in regards to sales volume. But it's also just important to note, and so that's what we can measure, first of all.
Right.
We can't measure what you're selling in store. But overall, the intent to buy is really high. So looking at your business as a whole, more shoppers are looking at shopping with you.
Yeah. And we talk about intent a lot, particularly around Google Ads, because the different ad types target different levels of intent. There's some general searching when folks just want to know where a bike shop is because maybe they have a flat tire or something. But then there's particular ways people search that demonstrate intent when they're ready to buy. And if intent is that much higher this time of year, that's a good thing because it means if you can present your products in a professional, compelling way, you have a better opportunity to sell those because the people looking right now have high intent to purchase.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so that kind of reflects in both conversion rates. So conversion rates during this period are 2 times higher than in January.
Yep.
And revenue per session is 2 times higher than other times of the year.
Yeah. And again, that's the things we can measure on the platform, sales that come through websites, but we know conversion can mean other things. Sometimes conversion just means getting into the store. Sometimes those sales convert or are culminated in the store instead of online. So these are compelling numbers, even considering that we're not really thinking about what's happening in the store.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of some of the why. Why why take action? Why make sure that you're getting in front of shoppers at this time of year?
Yeah.
So I tried to be clever and I broke this down into kind of like a who, what, when, where, how. That was not the order because it didn't make sense in my brain. But let's kick it off with
But they're all there.
they're all there. Let's kick it off with the who.
The who. Who is in control of all of this?
You are.
The retailers, the merchants.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. As a retailer, really, I mean, only you and your staff are in control of sharing and telling your story. I just combined two words, story, and clearly communicating who you are to your audience. And that really starts with your homepage.
Yep.
So starting with your homepage and really kind of displaying who you are and what you want to talk about. Let's start with seasonally relevant homepage merchandising.
Yeah. Because you know, again, we have this high level of intent. There's busier than usual, more sales happening. But if you don't tell the shoppers who you are and what your store's about and why they should shop with you, then you're missing that opportunity to gain some of those sales.
Yeah. And so I think just kind of really specifically, if we're looking at actionable items, I would make sure that when they land on your website, there's clearly holiday content.
Yeah.
You know, starting with that homepage hero is what we refer to it. That first section just below your navigation. Make sure that that's a gift guide, or of course, if you have a sale, let's really lead with that. And a great link destination to really display those products you have available.
Yeah. And think of it, I don't want to do that just for this one thing. But really think of it like any other part of the business. I mean, if somebody's going to tells you they want to ride a bike around the neighborhood, you don't put them on a high-end road bike. You put them on the cruiser bike or the fitness bike. Well, right now, people are coming with the intent to holiday shop. So put them on the right content, put them in the right frame of mind, make sure they know this is the place for that and you're ready for it by having that holiday-oriented content on the site.
Yeah, and you could even kind of make some of your more durable content a little bit more seasonally relevant. So maybe you have a section talking about your service department, but maybe you just kind of update that copy to speak to specifically to getting your bike ready for winter riding, or just, what should they be thinking about right now and how can you help them keep your bike in order?
That's a good tip year round.
Right.
Yeah, helpful.
Yeah.
Super helpful now because of that whole intent thing and the specific focus the entire world happens to have at the moment. But that's a good tip year round.
Yeah. And so there's lots of things we can do to kind of help with your homepage. Just let us know whether we can do a homepage makeover. We can keep it more simple, utilize some of that complimentary content in the library. All sorts of good stuff.
Yep.
Cool. What about when?
When? Not everybody's hours stay the same this time of year.
No, yeah. So, exactly. When are you open? Do you have any holiday closures? I'd imagine you're closed for Thanksgiving. But either way, make sure your holiday hours and closures are clearly stated on your website and maybe some other places.
Yeah, it's really important that those details are consistent across all the places folks might find you. So your Google My Business listing, which I think they changed the name of Google My Business, didn't they?
Business profile?
Business, whatever. The Google Business stuff. Make sure your hours are the same as the website, Facebook, any other place that you're posting hours, or if you're a Yelp person or any of that stuff. Make sure that all that matches, because you just don't know when or where somebody's going to find that. And I think folks will respect the business that chooses to close at certain times of the year, even though it's a busy time. You got to do what's best for you and your team and your family. But what they don't tend to forgive easily is showing up when Google says you're open or your website says you're open, but the store's closed. So get that part right. It's relatively simple thing to get right that pays big dividends.
Yeah, absolutely. And even when you're talking about some of your physical hours, maybe a nice time to emphasize that your website is open 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. One more kind of other thing to remind folks, maybe as you move more into December, in regards to when's the last chance to maybe pick up gifts that you might be holding on for them. If not everyone has space to hide a bike, in case anyone wants to buy me a bike for Christmas.
I'm not buying you a bike, but a lot of stores do layaway, and a lot of stores will have an online order that's for pickup in store. That would be another disappointing thing for a consumer, is to show up at whatever the time they show up, and it turns out you're closed, and that gift that they were diligent about, they bought it on time. They just didn't pick it up on time, and that could make somebody's holiday not so fun.
That'd be a bummer.
Bummer.
Speaking of buying bikes for people for the holidays, what about the what? What are we talking about when we say what?
Yeah. What's in the store? What's ready to buy? What's available? Right now we still have time to order things. The closer we get to these, milestone days or these big dates, you mentioned it, the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, etc. The closer we get to these dates, the less option there is to order something from anywhere. So what's in the store? What can they come get right now? How do you highlight that so that they can look and go, okay, I can save the day. I forgot this one gift. I can go get it. Make sure those things are prominently displayed too.
Yeah, I just stopped by the post office yesterday, and they had it clearly marked out, some of those kind of like milestone days. If you're shipping domestically, if you're shipping internationally, those kinds of things. Like, what are the dates you have to have in mind? So if you're a store that does ship or offers in-store pickup or delivery, what are some of the last chance dates you got there that you want people to be aware of?
Yep.
But yeah, same thing. It's just like, it's also the what. It's kind of like, what can you be talking about in some of your maybe outbound marketing, email, social, even some, like Google kind of business profile, like posts and things like that. It's like, what do you have in store ready to pick up today? What do you recommend? If someone walked in your store and said, I'm buying a gift for a road cyclist, what would you recommend? Or what do you ride?
Categories are good. Also, price bands are good. So gifts under $50, gifts under $25.
Yeah, I like that. What about where?
Yeah, what about where? Where can they find these things? Are you showing up in the right spots? Do you do curbside delivery? Do you do home delivery? The places where the tipping point happens, where the goods exchange hands. What about that?
Yeah, exactly. Where can they shop with you? Make it known that you offer. They can shop online for in-store pickup. They can check your available inventory on your website. That's huge. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. And I just, as another little piece, as I'll be coming back to marketing or kind of like enriching your marketing, it's not always about selling things, and be talking about kind of boosting the experience for your existing customers.
And we talked about intent, and just because people are buying things now, it doesn't mean it's not valuable to still lean on experiences, to still lean on the lifestyle, to still offer non-sales content, because it connects with people. Even when you got to go buy gifts, that kind of stuff still connects with folks. So talking about bike packing or whatever it is that is good in the store that your staff's doing, that still matters. And you don't want to, even this time of year, you don't want to be 100% salesy.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, exactly. It all supports your business and reinforcing that you and your staff are experts and enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the how?
What about the how?
How are you driving? So you laid all this groundwork. You've created all this content. You've updated your social account, your Google business profile, all that good stuff. How are you driving visitors to your business? I want to emphasize business there. So while we're talking about digital marketing, this benefits your business as a whole, not just your online sales.
Yeah. And, you've all this stuff we're talking about, all the stuff we talked about last week. It's about the organic side of getting the website ready to do its job to bring traffic. And when traffic gets there, regardless of how it gets there, that it's effective. But this is a key piece that you talk about. If that level of success is what you're after, okay. But most people want more than organic can offer. So what are you doing to drive it in there and get people to find you and come in and do business with you? And I think that's important. Don't let up on your email marketing this time of year. Do your best not to let up on your social posting. If you're doing Google ads and you think, well, everybody's going to be shopping, I don't need to be spending money on Google ads, rethink that, because right now the pie is very, very big. and there's a lot of fighting going on. It's a contact sport to get those eyeballs and those high intent shoppers. This is not the time to back off on all those things that you do to go get traffic and bring them to the site.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Google is obviously a really great tool. Lots of different types of ads with that. I do want to emphasize that email marketing, especially reaching out to your existing customer base, is one of the most economical.
It's cost effective for sure.
It's very cost effective. Yes. You have a captive audience. Stay in front of them.
Top of mind.
Yes. Top of mind.
How about a tech tip to support all of this?
I love this tech tip. Like work smarter, not harder.
There you go. I like a tech tip that has some age on it, because I got here in 2011 and all these start and end dates were already there.
Yep.
And it's still highly as advanced as things have gotten. Just being able to tell a particular piece of content, like a page block or a page itself or a navigator, to turn itself on and then turn itself off later, is fabulous, because that means you can sit down with a cup of coffee or an eggnog this time of year, and you can say, okay, I want this hero image to be live in these dates, then I want this one, then I want this one, and then I want this one. And that way, these milestone dates we're talking about, the content's ready, it turns on, it turns off. You don't end up with, remember we did Lauren's episode, and her one of her first step of holiday marketing was make sure the summer content's not done on your website. This is how you can do that without it having to be a manual choice along the way, because you're just going to get, everybody's probably going to get busier and busier as we head into New Year's. This is a way to kind of stop now and time these things out so that you don't have to. Now, as part of the tech tip, if you're doing things like, I've got these 4 homepage sections I want to display at different times, spend a little time and slow down and make sure you've got those start and end dates right. Because if somehow, and this happens pretty regularly, there's an end date but not another start date for something, especially when you want the original piece of content to come back on. A lot of times you'll just put an end date for that and a start date, and the last thing in the chain ends up being an end date. Now there's nothing there. So pay a little attention to, if you're doing those stacked kind of things, that there's always an extra start date somewhere to get everything turned back on.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah.
I know this was a lot. I think it maybe sounds like a lot if you're not used to doing this work. We can help in a multitude of ways. Reach out to our success team, talk to Mark about our agency subscriptions, whether it's just, website maintenance. They do excellent work. Can really help you set you up for success.
I don't feel like you, if you don't want, and obviously I want you to have these subscriptions. We do this for maintenance, for instance. We do that kind of work for over 400 retailers to make sure their website stays up to date and managed properly. But if you're not really interested in a subscription, don't feel like we don't have something for you. It could be a one-time project we can help with. It could be a temporary relief of the duty for you to go do something else. We can help, and we want to help. So if you got an idea, just because you don't see it listed on our website doesn't mean we can't help you with it. So let us know how we can help this time of year and anytime.
Yeah, absolutely. But otherwise, all these pieces are outlined in our help center.
Yep.
Just please check it out. Use the search button, search function. Yeah.
Good.
Wow. Right. Well, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. And guess we'll see you around the Workstand.
Guess we'll see you around the Workstand.